doors come around like that, you can close them up.
How are you doing her braid like that? That's what we need to discuss. Do you want it to come out?
1 Square Mile, Texas is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, flying the Texas skies since 1971, and community partners in square miles from coast to coast. Southwest Airlines is proud to support 1 Square Mile, Texas. More information at southwest.com. Texas Photo Montage, featuring the cultural images of Texas, available online at texasmontage.com.
Texas is an interesting place, and I think I identify most with Dallas.
I don't think I found my tribe until I got here.
We're 7 miles from the border, so you get a little bit of everything.
You'd be surprised what goes on in a little town.
When you enact, they all make sure that you're okay and safe.
If you go to a restaurant, plan on a 2-hour wait.
I'm living in a city where things are vibrant.
When I'm here, I just feel like I'm in the right spot.
We're in a cultural explosion influenced by this community.
Silverton's not a very big dot on the map. You might blink and miss it if you were traveling through. I'm the managing editor and photographer for the Briscoe County News.
Okay, I gotta see if I can get pictures of him. Can I pull up here, do that?
Briscoe County News is one of the oldest businesses here in Silverton. From being delivered with stagecoaches to we now do it online.
You're a big helper, aren't you?
There are so many communities that their newspapers have been for sale, and we don't want that for our communities. We would rather keep something going than to have to shut it down. I get to see a lot of different people and how they interact. It's more than what I thought it would be, absolutely more. Kind of live my life by something I was told a long time ago. If you want to know what you're supposed to do with your life and who you're supposed to be, you find your will in life by finding a need and filling it. Silverton is great. Silverton is like one big neighborhood of one big family. In the 1950s, the city had peaked in population, and in 1957 there was a tornado. Figures were close to $2 million in damage. And for a community of 775 or so people, that's devastating. And we pray there's not another disaster like that.
I just wanted to make sure before I told all my parents, so thank you.
We do have hectic days as a family, but the thing that we do look forward to is coming home. Younger son, Braden, loves to cook, so he's always in there wanting to know what's going to be fixed. Then, of course, our son Cade is a typical teenage boy, and he comes out of his room smelling food and says, I guess dinner's ready, let's eat. Just about everybody in Silverton has an extra freezer in their house because you are 45 minutes away from a grocery store. We do go through at least 2 gallons of milk almost a day. So obviously not having a grocery store, we plan our meals about a month in advance.
Is it Promise?
Promise Saturday.
Promise Saturday.
In a smaller community, it's really nice that we don't parent alone. We've got neighbors and friends and family that are always there to help.
You guys have learned how to introduce the United States flag and how to properly present it. Now we're going to add in the Texas flag to that.
I'm Cub Master, and he's Assistant Cub Master for our Silverton Boy Scouts.
Scout salute!
We have 22 Cub Scouts. That comes down to over 3/4 of the boys that are in elementary school. We've got so many leaders and so many people standing behind all of these boys. That's something that this community has, is a lot of heart.
Come on, it's wrong. It's wrong.
For a smaller community, Prom is a big deal, and we make sure that the kids have something that they can look forward to. It's an evening-long thing. We'll go as the newspaper to come through and photograph the event and, of course, cover it, because there's nothing more important this week than prom.
I don't know if we miss it by that much.
In these smaller towns, just about every school has an ag program. These bigger schools have 2 or 3 ag teachers, but the small schools like this one, they just have one, so I'm the one doing everything. They have a choice between ag and home ec, and we're split pretty evenly. I grew up here and I went to school here. After I graduated here, I went to Clarendon for 2 years, and then I went to WT for 2 years. I never really thought about coming back home, and whenever I started looking for a job, this one came open. I applied and I wound up getting it. I think everybody knew I was the ag teacher before I even got the job. News travels fast in this community.
Number 6. Good, I'm glad y'all got that one.
I get along great with all the students. I've known most of them since I went to school here and came back. My brother's in class. I was kind of worried that his friends might consider me more of a friend and older brother than I was a teacher, but I've gotten along great. The teachers, seeing them, I still kind of feel like a student sometimes whenever I'm talking to them. Whenever they get out of here, I hope they have an understanding of how things work, can get out there and fix something. I'd hate for these girls to get out and be stranded on the side of the road just because they don't know how to change a tire. Everybody knows how to use a hammer. Lots of stuff that you wind up taking for granted. We have a poultry team. I'll show them how to grade the eggs and grade it AA, A, or B. Sometimes we'll get a call and somebody will ask us if we can go out and look at their animal. A couple of days ago, we had somebody call us and we went out there and their pig was coughing and we diagnosed it before. And so I had Brewster pull up the medicine and we gave him a shot. I think we did all the good there. I'm starting all my 8th graders with plant ID right now. There's 120 total plants that we need to know. In the back of the shop right now, we're working on metal roses, and we started making those for Valentine's Day, and then I had a bunch of kids start making them for their prom dates. I hope they all go to college, but there's some of them that probably won't. There's some that will stick around. I think that's good for a town like this, and hopefully it works out best for them. I'd like to stay here for a while, I think. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. I think this is a great place to be. I'm having fun.
I grew up here. If there was a hospital here, I would have been born here. I guess I've been, whatever you want to call it, a staple here in Silverton for so long. I don't guess anybody blinked an eye for me to buy the mall shop. I worked here for about 3 years. Me and my husband, we were living from paycheck to paycheck and not getting anywhere. And I just felt like this was an opportunity to get somewhere and better ourselves and better our kids. He's been a cook for 10, 13 years, and I was a waitress. That's what I did whenever I worked up here before I owned it. I stay up front and he stays in the back. It's been open since 1955, so it already has a good reputation. So we didn't have to establish that. We just want to keep that going. We don't get a whole bunch of malts and shakes. It's weird. Our burgers are the most popular. A lot of times there's traffic coming through, they'll stop by through here. We might get 2 or 3 people here in a day that I don't know. And then there's some days that we just get regulars. It's people that I know. To me, it's kind of like just coming into your own kitchen. I like coming up here and I don't know, I'm a people person and sometimes people call it flirting, but I'm not. I mean, I just come out here and how are you doing? And I like to get to know the people. My feet hurt and my job doesn't end whenever I'm through here. I still have to go home and 2 kids and housework. Whether it's a challenge or not, I've always try to have a smile on my face and just go through it. I'm a God person. Whatever good comes, whatever bad comes, I know He's doing it for a reason. Whenever I was little, I was tall, skinny, braces, glasses, got made fun of. And I thought, oh man, life is just gonna be so hard. And I just got to a certain age where none of that mattered. For the most part, the community and the people are close-knit. They know whenever you're struggling. There was a couple of Christmases that we were struggling, and I found a $100 bill in my mailbox. I mean, if you're struggling really bad, this community knows.
I need some, Chubby Cheeks needs some food. Stuff her cheeks.
Now you made me want cheesy tater tots.
Okay, so we might have to do this a few times till we get it right.
What do you think? Well, then go get some food, Aubrey.
Yo.
Silverton does their own thing, and that's part of the reason I think Silverton's never really grown. People have a fear of new people coming in or change. It frightens them a little bit, the people that have lived here for so long. Silverton's struggling, I guess is a word that I would use. But it's a wonderful place to live. My entire family lives here, and I can't imagine living anywhere else. Growing up, I always thought I wanted to be a coach, and then one day I just decided I wanted to do hair. It's the easiest job in the whole world when you love what you do.
We were carrying out the trash a while ago. It was quite full of cheesy tater tots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I'm missing a gene because I love teenagers, you know, and I'll have people tell me I don't even love my own teenagers if they become a nuisance, but I love them. The things that they won't tell their parents, if they'll come in and talk to me about, maybe I can fill in for that parent.
Because I found my dress.
I have everything from small kids to do their first haircut to my oldest customer's 94.
His horse died yesterday.
No.
Called his mother and said it got real sick and he took it to the vet, but it died, had colic.
I've lost a lot of customers in the last few years because I had a lot of older women, and it takes a little piece of me every time. I also do hair at the funeral home, and that's so very hard to go and have to fix one of my little lady's hair for the last time. It's very hard. I always lock the door and tell them just leave me in there, and if they hear crying to just walk on by, I'll be fine. I've always lived here, I grew up here, and it's always been a wonderful place, but recently I found out that I had cancer, and it was stage 4 breast cancer that had metastasized to the bone. It was very devastating because I've always been healthy and well, and suddenly my world just came to a stop.
He comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort others. When they are troubled, we will be able to give them the same comfort God has given us. And so, I mean, how many people have comforted you through your trial because they've been where you are now?
I felt like I had just begun my life again. You know, my boys had graduated, and I wondered, what will I do with my life? Well, now I know. Now I know. I told a person one time that it's so sad to me that something so devastating has to happen in your life to find such peace. And I have great peace, and it changes everything. I mean, we all know someday we're gonna die, but we all live like we're gonna live forever. And once you've been told something like that, you live differently. And living in this town and the people that have rallied around me, that have brought me food, they've cleaned my house, they had a fundraiser, I've never felt love like this. And it's love that we should share with people every day, not just when they're sick. I've never been angry. Or why me? I said, why not me? I'd rather it be me than my kids or my husband. Why not me? I'm tough, I can handle it.
Oh, I've lived here most all my life.
16-1.
Fewer people, less businesses is the main change, I guess. I had a Chevrolet dealership and I retired. My wife kind of got tired of me hanging around the house, and I come down here and they needed a little help, so that's how I got started. Well, I used to thought you had to be about 70 or 80 to be old, but now that's not true. It's 90 or 100. Hi, James. About 95% of it's credit, and I know everybody, so make sure I get that all wrote down. Ruby sends them statements every month, first of the month. They come in and pay. Well, sometimes there's one or two waiting for us to open, and we make coffee. They, I guess, started a long time ago, and now it's a requirement. Well, you meet a lot of people and hear a lot of stories.
No, I had to go give the highway department $25 here.
I can't say everything that we talk about. Well, there's sometimes a little politics, sports, farming. So everybody is well acquainted and pretty good people. I'd say we had as many good people as anybody. Some people think you're living the dream here. It's just a nice place to live. We're not scared of everybody and we don't have much crime, just good people.
I'm Winnie Smith, and I'm an Avon representative. I've been selling Avon 47 years. If I didn't go deliver Avon, I probably never would get out of the house. But I love to visit with my friends. I get my order in on Mondays, and I usually get it all sacked by Monday evening. I write the name and the price of it. And I got a good bunch of girls. I've never lost an order in all these years. Once in a while I'll get a hot check, but that's all right. If they tell me to hold one, I will. Delivering my Avon is my favorite. I get to visit with my friends, catch up on all the gossip. You'd be surprised what goes on in a little town. My 3 grown children live here in Silverton. They just think it's something else that I can get out and push my mower. They just don't believe that I'm 92. I don't feel old, but I don't feel real young. I'm just middle age, I guess. I got to where I have to rest more, and I read. I used to do a lot of sewing, but not interested much in that anymore. I'm not afraid to live by myself. I never have been scared or anything. Got good neighbors. I just feel safe. It's just a good place to live, even though we don't have grocery stores and stuff like we used to have here, but we manage just fine. I was 17 when we moved here. My daddy was a workaholic, and he taught all of us kids to work. Worked in the cotton fields, pull the cotton bolls off the stalk and put them in our sack all day long. Real hard work. When he told us to get our hoe to go to the field, we didn't say why. We just went. We just didn't think anything about it. We just knew that that's the way it was. But I've been working a long time. I'm thankful that I can.
I started now working on this yard, get in shape. By the time August come, this grass is plush and green, pretty. Every day I'm out here 7 days a week, keeping the yard going. And people all the time give me compliments about the yard, how good it looked. Before that, it was all growed up and trashy like. And I got a mowing service, so I mowed for some people for nothing. People didn't have the money, I'd go and mow the yard and do that. But that's just something I knew I was supposed to do to help the community. And people say, why do you do that? I said, why aren't you doing it? For the past 10 years, I've done that, and I run this deal here voluntarily. They call it out in the middle of no man's land. But it's people all over the world know where Silverton's at now because of this museum. And it's come up to 700 visitors a year come by to see the Briscoe County Jail Museum. See, this door was closed here, and they controlled it from the outside right here. And here's the feeding tree where they put food for the prisoners. And at one time I was always in trouble, but when I got away from that, you know, things started going real good. I got off of drugs, alcohol, running honky-tonks, fighting, I did all that. And that's how I come out, and I've never been back in that life since. That's been 1986. This is a letter from the governor of Texas, October 14, 2002, with Rick Perry. I wrote him and just told him I thought they was doing a great idea, what they was doing, the governor and the position they had. And they wrote the letters back, no giving thanks and whatever. And it's got some most best looking country in the world around here. And the rent is low. Like rent, buying houses and land like that, it's cheap. I don't know, I've been in a lot of places in Texas, and it's something different. It's like a whole nother country. You ever heard that commercial? My purpose is to promote this community, you know, and serve and do whatever I can. Like I said, it's a good life around here doing this, and I wouldn't want to be doing nothing else outside this here.
This is just where I want to be. Texas to me is honest. To me, it's the best place in the world to live. I own Something Different by Kay in Silverton. We try to have some variety, just different kinds of foods. We do a lot of baked goods. We start at 6 a.m. We say we close at 9 o'clock, but if someone comes through and sees us, and if we're not completely cleaned up and the grill's not cold, we're gonna cook for you. I've stayed open before for truckers that would call us from 30 miles away, and we'll stay open for them, and we just don't do anything set in stone. The fried pies just go. She can make 60, 70, 80 in a day and may have to make them again 2 days later. People love them. I've seen businesses come and go. We have several new ones now, so I'm hopeful that we'll start to thrive better. You worry about a small town like this that it won't thrive, because by the time I moved here, I was already hearing the tales of what used to be here and what's not. You worry about it, there not being anything for kids to come back to. I know that only time will tell. I'd like to see my great-grandkids go to school here.
Be careful on the rails.
Yeah, we are.
They have a strategy going.
It is a town full of people that love to help and love to be involved, and people that want to survive.
To find out more about this 1 square mile and others, visit our website at osmtx.com. 1 Square Mile, Texas is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, flying the Texas skies since 1971, and community partners in square miles from coast to coast. Southwest Airlines is proud to support 1 Square Mile, Texas. More information at southwest.com. Texas Photo Montage featuring the cultural images of Texas. Available online at texasmontage.com.